Welcome to yet another episode of the global celebration of International Literacy Day 2020, powered by No Passport Voice. My name is Fatemaa Waariithah Ahsan. I'm a lawyer and founder of No Passport Voice. Over this week, we are bringing you conversations with people passionate about development in education and have immense contribution in the field of education through educating others. My guest today is an incredible woman with an array of experience who's using her breadth of knowledge for enlightening others. She has been a recipient of numerous awards from various regional organizations for her contribution towards social services and development of education in Bangladesh, including the prestigious Ekushe Padak by the Chattogram City Corporation and Life Achievement Award for contribution to education by Robi Axiata Telecom. She is the founder and principal of Sunshine Grammar School. She is an assistant professor at University of Science and Technology, Chittagong. Presently, she is the trustee member of Chittagong Independent University and also a trustee member of Independent University Bangladesh, IUB. She has also authored several educational books which got published nationally and internationally. She has immense contribution in the fields of social services. In 2016, she has been included in the member of the Managing Committee of Chittagong Medical College Hospital, selected by the Ministry of Health, Government of Bangladesh, and the Managing Committee of Chittagong Medical College Hospital. She is the founder and chairman of Sunshine Charities and the Sunshine Village Project, a charity project aimed at elevating the status of the underprivileged through education and employment. She is also the founder and principal of Sunshine Free School, Chittagong, a free school that provides literacy to street children. She is associated with many other national and international social development clubs and a life member of Chittagong Ma O Shishu Hospital. Amongst everything that I've mentioned, she is my first principal, my teacher, and a person who has taken care of our education during our tender age. Please join me in welcoming the very dynamic Safia Ghazi Rahman.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Madam, this week we've been celebrating the global celebration of International Literacy Day. And we've been talking about what literacy means to us and how it is important in the world. So my first question to you is, what is the word literacy to you? What does literacy mean to you?
Well, literacy is an inborn gift from God. That's what I feel. Because everybody, even a little child, how he starts walking, how he starts speaking, thinking and copying, that's literacy as well.
Absolutely.
So to me, literacy is an inborn quality which we cherish within ourselves. We try to do it ourselves and the body of people, surroundings, family, friends who help us grow. So literacy is anything and everything on earth. Like flowering a plant, I think literacy. We should know how to flower a plant. We should know how to water a plant. We should know how to grow a plant. That's literacy as well. Doing, all these sewing and the crochet and all that. Growing crops, growing fruits, loving animals. Being a good human being is the greatest literacy on earth, I suppose. To groom oneself up, to be a very good human being where there is compassion and forgiveness. This is the greatest education. Literacy, I think we all should develop first. And definitely, because God has given us brains, wonderful set of, with little notes, I don't know what, chunks, which works fabulously well. The more we use it, the better it shines. And it's like a sword. It shines the more we use it.
I absolutely agree with you on this, because we have been actually kind of campaigning for the fact that literacy doesn't always mean educating yourself with learning letters and numbers. There's so much in the world today, and the definition of literacy has evolved over time. Like there's literacy of information, literacy of technology, And I like to say literacy of even body language. So I absolutely agree with you with the fact that even gardening is a form of literacy, and yes, being a good human being.
Actually, we should cherish every little qualification, anything which we learn. That's literacy. And we should try to do it ourselves and then take support of people.
So this year, the Literacy Day 2020 focuses on literacy, teaching, and learning in the COVID-19 crisis and beyond, and especially on the role of educators and changing pedagogies. Because you have been in the education sector for a very long time, and during this testing times, during this whole global pandemic situation, I'm aware that Sunshine Grammar School has been continuing their online lessons. So my question to you is, how has the school coped with providing lessons during this pandemic situation?
Actually, our country was not prepared for anything like that. So the school, we had IT, a very, very strong IT, and we pay a lot of emphasis on it because we used to have our O-level and A-level IT exams in our school. So the IT was, we have three very, very competent, very strong IT labs, and I've got a good number of teachers. And we paid a lot of heed to it, and we started developing our IT, to last 3 years. We have been putting in a lot of effort and a lot of, chunks of money to develop it, because IT is one thing which whenever I was going to conferences. To last October, I was in Windsor, Malaysia, and other countries. They were talking about IT, and artificial intelligence. That's IT is something which is going to grow and save, and even in shops, banks, artificial intelligence is going to work, and robots can do so many things. It used to look like not that it wasn't a fact. To some extent, it was a fact, but not to the extent it is now. I used to think, okay. But our country, we are going to go slow. It's always we are slower. But this COVID has done a fantastic job. It has brought us to par with any university on earth, any educational institution on earth, be it Cambridge or Harvard or whatsoever. Now, Bangladesh, the people who have thrived, who have worked hard, who had invested, luckily we had invested last 3 years. There's a reason why we could reach that level. And at the same time, I just probably did not mention to you that we have a platform in Dhaka called YSI Bangla. That's a platform for IT, and with BPro, that's also part of us. We have a wonderful platform where we can hold exams, any exam, and when we did hold our O's and A's, which was sort of pseudo exams, which we took, and later on the Edexcel and the Cambridge CAIE board accepted our results 100%. And then we took our final exams as well, and we were at par, fantastic. Not just that, we had videos of every examinee taking exam. So that was wonderful. So, for YSI Bangla, we had to spend in crores, we have partners. I am a small fraction there, but I'm the chairman, maybe because of my experience. And we did it. And now so many people are doing it. After we took the exam in May and June, even our company has been, chased by so many people. So we're having a lot of people. So all the ITs are developing. So this is where I think we have not lagged behind. We are at par. I'm not saying the whole lot of Bangladesh, but inshallah because we have no other choice.
Yeah.
We have no choice but to do or die. So we will do it, and we will do it, inshallah.
I mean, it's actually wonderful that a lot of the corporations and the education institutions and in general, like everybody in Bangladesh is now concentrating on the fact that there is a digital world. Actually, it always existed, but I think this COVID-19 era is a wake-up call for all of us, that with the simple message that we are all one. Now, it doesn't matter if you are in America or in China or in any part of the Asian countries or at home in Chittagong, it's just the virtual world is so connected. And I think there's so much to do now because we have so much of time. We can actually be really productive in our own space if we really plan our ITs and our work method from home. And
Yes.
I think now people have started taking it more seriously, which is pretty nice.
No, like even in 2018 and 19, even 70, we had our classes where the teachers would pull down the screen and show certain videos.
Yeah,
Sunshine coping.
yeah. You were talking about Sunshine having more emphasis on the IT, much ahead of this global pandemic.
Exactly. Basically, we had IT. When you were a kid, you know that even your time there was in the 90s there was IT and everything.
I mean,
And
I always say this to my other contemporaries who probably even studied in Dhaka. I always used to say that, in Sunshine, our principal was way ahead of time because we had so much of extracurricular activities in Sunshine during my childhood in 90s. And we had computer lessons since I think class 2 or so. When I was in class 2, we computer sir used to take our computer lessons. So yeah, I mean, you have been a visionary woman and you've always introduced us with so much of culture and at the same time a bit of fun in education, which I think a lot of schools during those times did not adopt to.
yeah, and also have a knack for language. So the Japanese people would come, the ladies would come, and there would be, um, uh, experts who are very good with kids. And they would come and shout and scream and play with you guys, if you
Yes,
remember.
yes, and
And
there were
then,
so many exhibitions. There were international exhibitions, science exhibitions, and animal farmers, things like that. All very
and
interesting.
all picnics and all that get-togethers,
Yeah.
they were just, yeah, exactly. And about the IT, yes, we kept focusing, and focusing. Till about 2.5 years, 3 years back, we really started investing. We wanted to get Google Classrooms
Hmm.
because we all, actually we have in our classroom we have the screens where the
Yeah.
teachers do the classes. They would take the Zoom classes, but we wanted the Google one as well. For Google, you have to invest a lot. So we
Yes.
did that. Then got into partnership with a group in Dhaka called YSI Bangla, where we have a little share. But then, because of my experience, I'm the chairman there. So that platform also we developed last 2 years. We spent huge amount of money there because it teaches Bengali all over Bangladesh, and it conducts exams and does a lot of Olympiads and things like that. So that was all ready, and luckily Google also gave us our platform. They were happy with our platform. Zoom anyone can have. Google
Yeah.
also contributes. Zoom we could download and take earlier. So now we have Google and Zoom both. And YSI is totally backed up by Germany and Singapore experts. As a Norwegian, basically a Norwegian company, which
Mhm.
came up and established. Very high skilled, by the way. So high skilled in the sense at par with any other exams held anywhere on earth or classrooms. So we held, as I said, we did the O levels and the A levels in May and June. The exam was virtually, it was held here, and they did the marking, and we got full marks, both in an excellent category. Whatever we had everything ready for including the videos and the question papers. We downloaded it, but we did not print out, take hard copies to correct. So we
Mhm.
corrected on, and then we had everything ready to show them. And by the grace of God, both the boards gave us very good grades, as
Mhm.
we had predicted. That's a very good progress, I would say. But then again, as I say, that it is tough.
Mhm.
We were not prepared for this to come that early, that soon. So definitely to groom students are very smart. Children don't dread things. If they lose something, they find it out. Oh, miss, I lost this. Sir,
Yeah.
I lost that. The teacher comes to help. But teachers, they would watch the children working or not. They wouldn't, the other teachers, they were not all very experts. So we had to help. We had 10 days of classes for the teachers, rigorous classes, about 4 to 6 hours per day so that they get well prepared to hold classes. While the exams were on, at the same time, teachers were taking classes, and the teachers had to sit for exam. Some of them did very well, but some may not have done that well. But it doesn't matter. There are a team of 11 people who are continuously teaching,
Yeah.
but they are in-house. So that's good. They're learning. Even the teacher would never touch. I mean, she would do definitely Facebook, but never try to even, go into laptops and
Yeah.
desktop like that. They all learned and they all experiencing. So the biggest challenge was honestly with the teachers first. They have to learn, and they were mandatory. They had to learn because they knew without this they'd lose their jobs. To be
Yeah.
very honest,
Mhm.
sounds very hard, but that is existence.
Mhm.
Necessity of life. There's a saying that necessity is the mother of invention. So
Yes.
we had to do that. And the children, they picked up like this because they have now from 5 years old in Sunshine. Children at 5, they start playing with the laptops, and each one has a Kindle, a Kindle, which
Wow.
is a tablet.
Yes.
Each student has one. We had to bring them years after years from London and have them brought. Each student has a Kindle of his own. So not just they go to the computing lab and play. Supposing they have a physics class, a science class, say a student of class 2 or 1 or 3 or 4, or any mathematical or say even history. They have the Kindle on the table. They're playing with it and finding out things. And as they detect, they find Akbar. They feel so great. Oh goodness, or a plant growing,
Mhm.
from a seedling. So these things was done in the class. I'm so grateful to God that it came into our brain.
Mhm.
As you say,
Are the,
sunshine.
are,
Oh,
are the
sunshine always ahead of. I pray to God that we do it, continuously do that. And that is why the children did not dread. But parents had difficulties, real struggling.
That was my next question. How was this
Uh,
for the parents?
it was tough. Each parent, a minimum of 4 to 5 times demonstration was given. Once with me and the parents, once with teachers, once with class teachers, once with IT experts. Finally, we made videos and started sending them to the parents. Watch the complete video. So we gave them a time, a deadline. Okay, so 1 day or 2 days, and then we go back and sort of take lessons from the parents as well
Yeah.
until they are ready. But amazingly, some children, during the pandemic, they are in the villages.
Mm-hmm.
So though they have a little bit of internet problem, but they buy their TV and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the putting setting things, the mothers have to do it for them.
Yes. Yes.
Even ladies who are in villages, they are setting the laptops for the kids, the tablets and the phones for the kids.
Yeah. I
So they
mean,
have,
that's
I mean, the ones
enhancing. That's very much enhancing. I
who
think
are
there's
coming
no
to school.
doubt about the fact that we are going through a very strange and serious times. And I think our thoughts and prayers are with those who are vulnerable or probably going through a lot than the ones who are in cities or from privileged backgrounds. So we would also want to know about your projects that you do through Sunshine Preschooling. So are your projects still on, or what are your plans with providing education to those children?
Those are difficult, honestly, very difficult. Like even in the medical college, because we take care of the cancer ward, the leukemia ward, all the children on Saturdays, we would have special classes for them as well. They
Mhm.
would do drawing, coloring, storytelling, some music, and fun classes. Those have stopped because personally I can't go now because of my health condition, my lung condition. But honestly, that has stopped. But that doesn't mean that we did not. They have the pencils, their copies, and the papers to work on.
Mhm.
So, but honestly speaking, well, during the COVID, we have fallen behind.
Yes.
Yeah, those classes and the other classes are not being held because we cannot ask them to come to school. Neither is it possible for us to buy them a laptop
Mhm.
or a smartphone.
Yeah.
So, well, they are falling behind. So hopefully, when everything gets well, comes to control, we will try our best to, we'll
Yeah,
think
I'm
of
sure
avenue.
all of us are in this together, because even we have been, our projects have been halted for some time now. And I think even the government itself are providing so many televised lessons and other lessons.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think today the ministry declared that there should be child psychologists in every upojila, and I think upojila. So I think that's very, very timely decision, because I always, first thing that comes into my mind when I think of this, vulnerable families or vulnerable children are with the mental health, because with all of this going on, there's so much of mental anxiety. Even with us, there's so much of mental anxiety. Also, the fear of not being able to lead a very normal and open life. And I think it's just not in rural areas, but even in urban areas, our kids, like my nephew at home, he's always very anxious about, when is he going to school next, or when he's going to a public place next, because their children are very vulnerable in a way that they cannot really understand what's going on fully. So that's very important to kind of put that mind in the place that they need some psychological help and some kind of treatment for that. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, on this point, I want to mention that in our leukemia ward, because we have kids from 8 months old till 12, 13 years old, we have set a television for them,
Mhm.
and they watch television, the lessons. And I hope the lessons that are being telecast or provided, I hope they're all perfect. So it's very important that the lessons provided are articulately done and provided well. And talking about psychology, yes, I have been speaking to psychiatrists. A child who is 2 years old is also affected.
Mhm.
Basically in our part of the world, probably all over the world, children are hearing, parents are losing job,
Yeah.
business is not doing well.
Mhm.
Will I be able to go to school? Will I meet my friends? Will my parents be able to pay my fees? And now they're complaining headache. One mother was saying headache, the other saying stomach ache. So we, not that we did discuss with the doctors about the headache, it's just psychological. The stomach ache is also psychological tension. What
Yes.
is the tension? I was asked, what is the tension? No, will I be going to my normal life again? So of course, we'll be getting back to our normal life. So will daddy be able to pay my fees? It's so painful at times.
Yeah.
Of course, we have got to support each other now.
Yes,
Each one
absolutely.
of us,
I think therapy is very, very important. I think there should be
not,
uh,
not just therapy, otherwise as well. Even in financial, I mean, what I'm trying to say is uh, they will pay. Definitely they'll pay. But we should give them some options,
yes,
if
yes,
this, if
yeah.
it is like,
Mhm.
as I say, if they have 4 kids, they're needing 4 laptops now. Some people have 4 children studying in our school.
Yeah, that's
People
very
have joined
good, the parents.
joint family, like our traditional lives. And they were thinking 1 or 2 laptops were enough. Now there are eight laptops at a time. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of pressure. So we ought to be kind to everybody
Yes.
and encourage and everything. And we ought to remember that every one of us are individuals and we have a right to survive. Even we teachers, we need to survive.
Yeah.
We also need to have our meals. you know
Yes.
we all need to be happy because we are trying to impart happiness, so we have to keep our mental health straight and very good.
That's what
We
I was
just
saying.
can.
It should be collective progress in providing counseling and therapies to everybody, just not children, but anybody who's suffering, and even the guardians, the parents, the caregivers, and which includes, of course, the teachers. So yes, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of mental pressure on everybody, and it's just it's all over. It's just not our part of the world. I think everybody is going through a crisis, and everybody. But I'm sure at the end we will come out stronger and we will have a solution one day or the other. And
But
our campaign is that education shall not be stopped for any reason whatsoever.
Never,
However,
never, ever.
however
Yes, you can.
schools are trying, however schools are trying, or however the parents are trying, I think everybody needs to continue giving educational support to children. I think children shouldn't be out of schools or out of a education program or out of educational aura at all, because at one point then you know how they become used to with doing things, so they would probably lose the habit of reading or habit of writing, or lose the mindset that education is important, so that it doesn't affect them in their future, or it doesn't affect them in any of their psychological effects. So I think education shall just continue however it is, and in however minimal way. I mean, everything has ways, some good ways, some bad ways, but I think it should just continue.
It has to, and we have to smile. Even if a teacher, when a teacher is taking class, he or she must smile
Yes,
for
yes,
his health, or to tell his brain that he's happy, as well as this smile. When we smile, it's like contagious. The other person, even they understand or they don't understand, they smile.
yes, smile. Yeah,
That's when, yeah, when two people are talking, the third person enters, they smiling, she starts smiling. So it is a very good exercise, and we ought to keep our children happy. But again, Sunshine has, as you know, we have our own psychiatrist, Dr. Mehtab Ghazi Rahman, who comes
yes,
every 2.5, and he does it. Now he's making videos
okay,
to let go for the students to share,
wonderful.
which we are. But
I
as it is, every
have huge regard for Dr. Medab Ghazi Rahman, and I've read his articles as well, and he's doing a wonderful job at the NHS. So I didn't know he's also making videos for Sunshine students. I think that's very, very
now,
positive.
since he's not coming physically, he's doing that. But he's writing for Daily Star. You must have seen
Yes,
them.
yes, I have seen. Yeah, we have also shared his writings on our page at No Passport
Oh,
on Facebook. Yeah,
thank
yeah.
he's your son. You are those who are conducting virtual classes. Make the classes different from the regular classes. Like more of fun. If it's a 40-minute class, let 20 minutes be fun.
Yeah.
Like video, music, this, that, little bit discussion. Give them option to speak about even am I all right? How do I look? Oh, you're looking great. Oh my goodness, are you right? This suits you so well. It's just encouraging. Oh,
Yes, it is.
so
Yeah.
many.
So, madam, that brings us to the end of this wonderful meeting with you, virtual meeting with you. It's been wonderful seeing you, having you, sharing experience with you, and also your beautiful words. So, any last message you have for us and for the world on the occasion of Literacy Day 2020?
Well, I would say think. Think widely. Do not constrain. Just think. Open your mind and think, and divide between good and bad. Shun what is you think is not good. Accept what is right. Explore, enjoy your thoughts. It is so wonderful to sit and think. It is so much pleasure. It gives so much pleasure. And the more we think, the more we explore the world, you know. So I would request everyone to think, sit and when you think, some people might say contemplate or say meditate, whatever. Think and try to distinguish. It's a wonderful time to sit and decide between what is good and what I want to do for myself. Chase your dreams.
Mhm.
Chase, and you're going to reach it. Definitely, you're going to reach it. So that is my hope and expectation from the world, that let them chase their dreams and get it and feel brilliant at the end of the day. I've done it.
That's very enlightening. And on that positive note, we would like to thank you once again, Safia Ghazi Rahman, for being with us. Thank you so much, madam, for your presence. It's been an absolute pleasure to host you. And thank you
And
for
I have my students, my little student, once a little baby, grown into a lady, a barrister. What
thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so
My
much.
You guys make me live longer, you know,
You will live
and live
very,
fit.
very long, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you. And all the best for all your other programs.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Take care then.